Greetings. Hey. This is Iyanda Siraj, the Eclectic High Priestess. I am hoping that I'm finding you guys well in good spirits. I am getting ready to do for y'all a um, pick a pile reading on the asteroid Karma 3811 and what it's bringing to you. Right now, we have a window for a lot of activity with Karma 3811. And just a little bit, I'm going to go through the signs and give you the tidbits of information that I found about what it means when this asteroid is placed in different signs and houses in your chart. But right now, the card reading itself is going to be about how these things are going to be manifest for you. Okay. So Karma 3811 is an asteroid. Takes about 3,800 days to orbit the sun itself. So if you think about it, this is saying that, this is kind of like the return. There's a karmic return. So if something you did 380 3,811 days ago, or 3,800 days ago, something like that, um, uh, you're going to be seeing something return to you at this point from that period. Okay. So that's why I wanted to look at it. Now, it can be positive or negative, because with this, we know that karma is not just an ill effect. Karma can be a return of a positive or high vibrational energy, or it can be a return of a low vibrational energy that still needs to be transmuted. Okay. So let me just walk you through real quick the information that I found. I'm just going to do the brief explanation, and you guys can do some more research on it if you like. Going through the 12 signs, this asteroid in the sign of Aries is destined for balance in creative impulses, egotism, and self-absorption. There's a couple of questions it asks you. Did you pay enough attention to yourself in past lives? Head wounds may be a thing. Were you being safe, or were you getting them? Argumentativeness, entrepreneurship, and business ventures. Did you scuttle other people's businesses in your past life? Did you motivate to help someone succeed? Independence and family values reform. Karma in Taurus, destined for balance in establishing a family, accumulating possessions, and patience in projects. Oh, I like that. Did you stifle others' projects in the past? Did you enable other people to proceed speedily in your past life? Enjoying creature comforts would have been an ideal for you. Did you enjoy too much or too little? Reacting to family survival mechanisms and coming to terms with musical talent. Okay, Taurus. Karma in Gemini, destined for balance in the intellectual and communicative plane. Did you talk too much in the past? Was the talk useful or harmful? Did you deceive using fast wit? Did you write enlightening literature or books of facts? A hidden law may help many innocents reclaim dues, and one with karma in Gemini may be destined to research this data and be of use to thousands of people. So what that was saying is that you could have karma that comes to you where you find a loophole to help you out of a situation, and because you find that loophole, then it assists, you share it, and it assists others as well. Okay. Karma in Cancer, destined for balance in emotions, financial security, and basic survival. Okay. It does ask the questions of, did you give too much? Did you give too little? Did you allow yourself to be paid for what you were worth? It does also speak to the Cancer speaks to abusive parents as well. Okay. Your ability to learn to nurture and empathize. Karma in Leo, positive sense, this native is very likely to have been told that they were really soft in the past life. So that means that this time they're activating the lion instead of like the kitty cat, right? Karma in Leo is also saying that you may express yourself, the creative aspect of yourself. You may wallow in the ego or enjoy romance and luck and gambling. It says if this is negatively aspected in your chart, though, you may have experiences where your ego has to suffer public insults, shut-ups, or failure in speculation and lack of romance in life due to abuse of personality in the past lives. So that's speaking to, if you use your charm and things like that to get over on people, to abuse people, then that might be a negative aspect that's returned to you. But the positive obviously being that there is some romance and luck and gambling. Karma in Virgo, destined to balance health issues, critical studies, and routine work. Were you a miserly boss? who made workers suffer? Did you neglect your health in the past? Did you work as a nurse who selflessly toiled? Depending on the good and bad of the past and the positive or negative of the present, this can be very useful. Career success is assured for one who builds the positive karma if you have karma in Virgo. Karma in Libra, one of the most challenging placements, destined to balance and balance and balance, mentally or physical. This can be an ongoing thing for you. Every thought that is wrong may be instantly balanced by contradictory evidence. So it's like if you make an assumption and it's like right away there is proof that your assumption was wrong, or there is validation that your assumption was right away, okay? Best to never judge or label anyone if you have karma in Libra. Negative karmic experiences would include heartbreaks owing to being too flirtatious in the past. Positive debts may mean a wonderful spouse and relationship in this life, wonderful surroundings, and so on. So again, we're just looking at kind of like how you played with certain energies in the past lives, or in the past, or your early life. And it's kind of being returned to you to show you kind of like the manifestation of it, okay? So for some of you, you really are just going to experience what you gave out, right? Especially with Libra. Libra's already justice, so that makes sense to me. Karma in Scorpio, it asks if you were a rogue occultist in a past life, a dedicated surgeon, black magician or healer, a monk or a sex maniac. It's like for Scorpio, there's extremes. It looks like a challenging placement that can help fate. It can help fate to unroll like a very powerful destiny for you, or a punishment of sinking to the lowest depths of despair. Emotional control is the ally for those who have karma in Scorpio in their birth chart. Letting emotional hatred get out of control will set up a vicious cycle of karmic debts that never benefit anybody. Forgiveness is a fantastic asset if you have Scorpio karma, if the asteroid is in Scorpio for you. You also are benefited by mastering breath control, meditation, and social service. And I'm being told to say that all three of those things, meditation, breath control, social service, it's like a mental process as well. So even if you're not physically practicing these things, it's a mental process as well. A mentality of service, a mentality of monitoring and maintaining your own impulses, okay? Karma in Sagittarius, were you a religious fundamentalist or a social reformer, a corporate cheat, or a philanthropist? Watch for experiences that balance your clumsiness, your kindness, your luck, and your manner of speech and your friendships. If you are unkind in words, even if you meant otherwise, the asteroid karma will still make you feel the other person's emotions of your words. In the highest level, such people can become great religious reformers. This is one of those situations where in order to be a great leader, you have to experience poor leadership, right? So that's one of those things I feel like for these people, for Sagittarius. I also feel like too, in order to be a religious leader or a spiritual leader, you must have a very deep connection with your subconscious and with the collective conscious, right? So that's why sometimes, even if you didn't mean to cause harm, or if you didn't mean to cause harm, it'll still be brought back to you so that you can reform your way of speech or your way of presenting information, so that it can be easily received. That makes so much sense. Karma in Capricorn, still a difficult placement. If it's retrograde or negatively aspected, it can indicate corporate white-collar criminals, big billionaire conspirators against the masses in past lifetimes. Greedy ambition and status consciousness that sacrifice ethics and truth lead to humbling balances in this life. Wow. The native must practice generosity, inner and outer. He must treat all people with respect and must not be condescending to others. No misdeeds like ratting on fellow employees for promotions. Instant karmic punishment will always follow. Be wary of taxation problems and legal problems as well. And lastly, or no, not lastly, we got two more. Aquarius, destined to balance their capabilities for humanitarian causes and to find guidance for individual reform. Were you a thinker who was too lazy, a mad scientist, an eccentric engineer who burned his inventions because he didn't get a patent? These natives will be prodded in life with experience that settle old debts of neglect and inspire ideas of benefit. Negatively, they may have made many people uncomfortable with unrestrained wildness and rebelliousness in the name of individual freedom in this life. their freedom may be curtailed. You must be wary of sudden events and accidents if there is a square to Uranus or Mars. In general, all of these, if you have them set up as in a square, then it's going to be a opposition or some type of resistance, okay? Because the squares are what I've heard someone refer to as your demons, and the trines are your angels. So those are the beneficial placements, okay? So lastly, karma in Pisces. This is the end of the karmic wheel. So a native who could have transcended the highest spiritual realms of ecstasy or crawled through life as an alcoholic or a drug abuser. This placement may also indicate that you misled others in topics of spirituality or deceived others by misusing compassion. You could be a native who was so selfless in thought and deed that this life will give a balance in the form of true knowledge or opening of the third eye and psychic powers and higher states of consciousness. Retrograde karma here could mean chances of psychiatric illness, schizophrenia, drug abuse. Great honesty, objectivity, and self-mastery is needed in the case for setting up the positive karmic loops to enable Neptunian rewards for this asteroid placement. Okay, so that's that. So in general, there is going to be, there is these questions of like, what end of the scale you were on, what end of the spectrum you were on, okay? So were you... again, like I said, the occultist, or were you the preacher? Okay, so there was something here about spectrums, okay, because karma is a spectrum. So I guess that's an important point that they're talking about. So what we're gonna do for your groups, let me get this deck out first because it's taking a lot of work. We're going to do 4 groups, and we're going to figure out what's most been highlighted to you by the asteroid karma. What did I say for through the 10th? Through the 10th right now is going to be very significant, but always, depending on your placements, you may be more affected over the next coming weeks, or you may have already been affected in the previous few weeks, okay? So we have 4 cards, 4 options here. We have the black pen, the red pen, the pink pen, and the purple pen. Group 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to go through. So if you just take a breath to clear your energy and choose which message is for you. I still advise that you go check out the karma placement, the placement of the asteroid in your birth chart, because the sign and house is going to be significant. It's going to add a piece of understanding for you. Okay, so let's get started. If you are working with the black pen, we have higher love and wisdom here with Hathor, Set, and Wadjet. Okay, so again, this is the Hierophant energy. So this could have been speaking to the Sagittarian energy or the Tauran energy in that placement. I do feel like this is talking about higher ideals, okay? I do feel as if this is one of those groups, there is emphasis on morality for this group. Morality. This is not based on religion or like set structures, but on your moral compass. Like your own moral compass is in question here. So I'm going to ask how this is going to be returned to you, or how this has shown up for you before. We're going to see how this has shown up for you before and how this is returning to you right now. Okay, so how has this shown up for Pal 1? Regarding the moral issues and conflicts. Okay, so it looks like there's still some debris from past lifetimes when it comes to how you utilized your spiritual authority. I also feel too with debris, there could have been some slight egotism to the point where like you were kind of like infusing the teachings with what you thought, which is okay, but it was taught as the truth. Okay, so it does feel like you may have blurred lines between truth and what actually is when it comes to faith. It's almost like I get the feeling that you could have fed into people's like what people wanted to hear. Or you could have just taken your own stance and coerced people and they trusted your guidance. You know, like, so for instance, you know, you're taking your own opinion and coaching someone through your opinion. rather than what might be best for them and their collective or whoever they have to serve. Okay, so we have the Sagittarius card coming up here too. So yeah, it's abusive power and manipulation of ideologies in order to get a certain outcome. Okay, for me though, it doesn't feel as if you were doing anything particularly for you, but it does seem like the lens through which you were teaching or coaching or mentoring was a very personal. Okay, now, and sometimes that works, like life coaching and things like that. Sometimes it works to use your personal experience, but your personal experience cannot be like the foundation of your teaching or of your study. Not your study, but your practice. Okay, let's get one more card here to look at the ill effects or the way it was used in the past. Okay, I also feel like with expression and play, there could have been I'm just hearing that something that it could have been a hobby turned profession, or a profession that you treated like a hobby. So it was something that didn't get as much study as it needed. You didn't put as much study and effort into it. So this is why you had to draw from like personal experience. It's like why you relied so heavily on just personal experience, okay? Because the study and things like that didn't get as deep as it needed to. I also feel like confidence. There could have been an inflated ego because you could have been awarded earlier on in your career about something. So, like, what is it sounding like? It's kind of like you could have written a paper and got major accolades on a paper, and then like in college, and then once you went into your private practice, your practice wasn't super, it wasn't crazy amazing, and that could have been an ego shot to you. So at some point you could have taken some steps to kind of like create new programs and something like this, but they weren't based in anything, any real truth. Okay, I'll say it like that. They weren't based in any real truth. Okay. Also with the fifth house, I do feel that you could have used positions to harm children or to manipulate children, coerce children, brainwash children. So there was something there that was a harm to kids. Okay, so maybe like, I don't know, I'm picking up stuff like, sexual abuse in the churches and stuff like that. That's what I'm picking up on. Okay. All right. So that's that. So let's go ahead and look and see what it is that is returning to you during this time. Okay. And I need to point out one of for the collective, what the asteroid is doing right now, it is bringing up a lot of sacral energies to the collective. Is bringing up a lot of sacral energies to the collective, and it's going to be really focusing in okay, so slow down, because there's the way that this is going to manifest. Some things are going to be coming up, and the way you're going to manifest and see it in the news, you're going to see an abundance of women disappearances. You're going to see a lot, like a spike in reportings of sexual abuse and trigger warming rapes and things like that, molestations. You're going to see a lot of reportings of these things during this time, because the karmic energy is coming and rising back up in order to not only bring it to light, but also to bring justice to victims. Okay. Oh, we saw this with R. Kelly. R. Kelly got his ruling, and we're in this window of Karma 3811, the asteroid Karma 3811 being here. So confidence is the key to success here in Leo, and the fifth house energy came up. It's ruled by Leo as well. So I do feel as if what's coming back to you is opportunities to prove yourself. What is the word? To study thyself approved, something like that. So opportunities to prove to yourself that you can complete a course of study, opportunities to prove to yourself that you can be trusted with people's spiritual journeys, or with people's innermost thoughts and feelings. There's opportunities coming back to you to prove to you that you are capable of something, that you went a different path in the past just because of a lack of confidence. Now this is coming back to you. So I'm not sure. It looks like it could be education opportunities, but with Leo, I honestly feels like it's creative endeavors. Okay, it's creative endeavors that want to show you who you are, highlight these things that happened in the past, and then of course give you the gift of being able to transmute them into something else this time. Okay, so what else do we want to say? Yep, the whip. See, the whip would talk about disciplining you, getting you to a place where you can discipline yourself, trust yourself that you can get through the study. You've done this multiple times before with this karmic pattern of a kind of like abuse of spiritual authority, because it's not a standard authority. This is spiritual authority we're talking about. So you could be highly gifted, you could feel spiritually blocked in this lifetime, and then that's getting ready to open back up for you now that you have shown that you can be trusted, okay, with this level of energy or insight. Again, right, these spiritual truths. Foreign affairs, solo. Yeah, you've been, because I said you feel a lot of blocked off, or maybe you're not able to connect as easily as you hoped that you could. And that's because this is energy that's clearing out. And once you have this realization, and I just heard repentance. So once you come to a place of surrendering that energy up, forgiving yourself for whatever crimes, whatever things that were committed in the past, and you can move on. But yeah, you feel isolated. You feel like you kind of like, not plugged in somehow. So the way this is returning to you is that's going to clear up for you. Yeah, Mercury popping up, communication. So that means that some of you are direct channels. Some of you are like intuitives who can deliver messages about higher level wisdom. Okay, so but this means that you would have to take the inspired action to understand the information. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. I came across Karma 3811 maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I studied it in my own birth chart to figure out where the placement was and what the effects were, and it was spot on for me. And I thought maybe I should share that with the collective, because if it sparked something for me, it'll definitely spark something for you guys. So with this communication card, I feel like you're getting ready to open up real quick. I think that you're also going to find this resource of Karma 3811 is going to be a valuable resource for you to close some old cycles with just it's like the information is coming, and now you have closure about what was taking place in your life up until this point. Okay, and then you have a sense of hope about what's about to come. All right, one more card here. Leo, so much Leo energy. So you must be a Leo, or this is good. Your sign, not Chiron, but Karma 3811 is in Leo in your 5th house, something like that. It's ruled by it. So what this is saying is in the July to August. So this is a time frame, July 22nd to August 21st for Leo. During that time, you could have experienced some kind of loss, public exposure of some sorts, that could have seemed negative, okay? But it's bringing opportunity for you to, you're in the light, it's negative energy, but you're getting ready to transmute it, and that's how it feels. Whatever has been exposed, you're about to transmute it for your good and for your development. Yep, see, harmony, 9 is a number here. So that means that spiritual harmony, spiritual mastery of this concept is coming to you. Reconciliation with this divine light purpose that you were given a few lifetimes ago, okay? You had to learn how to respect it, okay? You had to learn how to respect the power, the gift, whatever it might have been for you before you were able to move on. I just heard innocence too. So you had to learn how to respect innocence in people, naivety in people, okay? Because we look at those things, and some people will automatically, you'll do one or two things. You'll feel apathy, or you will feel apathy or empathy, and you will feel like you can target this person, okay? So like, whatever's activated for you will show up. It'll remanifest for you, okay? I hope that this is making sense what I'm saying. Okay. So the last card here for you guys, when it comes to what it is that's manifesting and how it's kind of manifesting this time, we have the white wolf showing up, and it's also indicating confidence. So there is a cleansing energy here, okay? A cleansing energy of all those maleficent effects and all of those past, I want to say failures, those past, failures. I'm just gonna say it, okay? All right. So you are free from that past life karma right now. And so if you just trust that that's the case, then you'll be able to move forward. There's one more card that I did want to pull out for you guys so I can close up your part. Y'all excuse me, I got a whole new setup over here, so um it's interesting. So going forward for group 1, how can they best work with karma 3811? Even past this powerfully potent period right now, how can they work with the energies of karma 3811? Material and spiritual prosperity. Yeah, see, we're talking about spiritual prosperity. Okay, this comes after you have redeemed yourself. Okay, so it's saying that now with this you can manifest material abundance as well as further progression on your own spiritual path. Okay, so it's saying that really connect with the earth element here. I'm hearing earth and water. So fire signs, if you're a Leo or you resonate with fire energy heavily in your chart, then right now you can probably manifest really easily if you get into some water or into some earth element energy. Okay, look into the different ways you can honor different elements, especially the element of earth and the element of water. That's going to be very beneficial for your manifestation power in the next cycles. Okay, what am I doing? So many cards. Okay, so that's that. All right, so group two, if you chose the red pen, let's get into it. Okay, if you chose the red pen, we're going to ask how the energy of karma 3811 has shown up for you, how it played out for you in the past, that be past lifetimes or in the past in this timeline. Whew, compare so number 10. So already lots of change. I do feel like in the past, this karmic energy helped you to flow. It manifested with flow. I do feel as if also too, you had to learn how to deal with endings. Okay, endings. All right. So not just how to let go, but you literally had to learn death. You had to learn death. Things come and go. So it was more than just learning to let go. I hope that makes sense why I'm saying that, because letting go is not the same as acknowledging like death, acknowledging that something has ended. The letting go is emotional, right? The acknowledgement or the discernment of something being gone or being done is more mental and spiritual. Okay, so that's kind of like what we're talking about. It feels like the cycles of change were a bit of a hassle for you in the past. Okay, now you have been learning this, because it does feel like with the spiral dancer, it does feel like you had to learn how to kind of go with all the different roads that were presented to you, all the different turns and twists, and you had to learn how to enjoy it, like honor it because it is, type of thing. All right, so yeah. So did this have the karmic effects? The karmic effects that it had, Pluto, yeah. Okay, it forced surrender, okay, to change, to newness, okay. I honestly felt like it made you surrender to nothingness, okay. There's that Zen ideal of being nothing, nameless, titleless, okay, being powerless, okay, being the one that has to surrender to power rather than yielding power, okay, or wielding power. Either way, with Pluto, it is the ruler of Scorpio, so it does talk about transformation, constant death. You could have had loss after loss after loss. I'm picking up that for some of you, this is in the like last 1 or 2 years. There's been consistent loss with relationships, with monies, with like actual life, losing loved ones and things like that. I also feel too, for someone, you had to let go of a dream. You had to let go of something that you felt was going to be so perfect for you, and you had to surrender it to the universe. Okay, you had to surrender it to God for something else. All right. Let's see what else it's talking about here. Excuse me. For some of you, I do feel as if you are still repeating this or now closing this out, okay? Because it does, Pluto coming up in this karmic astrology deck, it does speak of reluctance to learn the karmic lessons, okay? So that could be a reason why you were in the spiral. Yes, you had to learn how to surrender it. There could have been some like sub lessons or some branched off lessons in there that you weren't picking up on. So you kept having to kind of flip back around in the cycle to that little loop over here to get that lesson again. Okay. What else do we have here about these effects and how they played out for this person, these people in the past? Aries energy and Saturn energy. Yeah, Aries energy. Aries is ruled by Pluto as well. So it's saying you were at home when you were forced to do something. You were at home when you were like this is people who procrastinate to the last minute and like they work so much better. They produce such good results while they're under pressure. This could be something that you were very comfortable in the past. Okay. I do feel like too with Saturn here, this is this part of your life purpose for you guys to step out of struggle, okay, to step out of working hard for everything. There's something here about that, okay. With the Capricorn card, I do feel like a lot of those loops and turns were you actively trying to make something happen, so then you created a loop or you created a detour in your process, okay. Yeah, with Saturn, it talks about being your own worst enemy. Yeah. Talks about being your own worst enemy. So instead of like trusting the process or trusting the path, even trusting your own choices, because for some of you, those loop backs were just inconsistencies of thought, okay? Lack of commitment to what you believe is true for you or what you believe is right for you, okay? All right, so how is this coming into this lifetime, into the present, in this period where Karma 3811 is being supportive to us or is potent in our lives in general? Excuse me. How is this manifesting now for this group? Group 2. Oh, okay, romance. A new romantic cycle, okay, new moon in Libra. Actually, we're in a new moon in Libra currently. So right now, you could see new opportunities in romance, in love. I do also feel like with Libra, there's also a sense of seeing beautiful things come to you without that extra effort that we were talking about before. Okay, so this is saying opening yourself, positioning yourself for beauty and abundance to flow onto you without the thought process. Hey, without the thought process of having to like beat yourself down to get it. Okay. But I did over the last couple of days, I saw Fortuna, and I saw Justice, Lady Justice. Fortuna and Lady Justice were two things that kept coming up to me. So this feels like that's for this group. There is justice, meaning karmic balancing happening, and it may be a little uncomfortable, but it puts you in a position to where you begin to be a magnet for all that you felt like you had to go out and force to happen before, okay? All right, so let's clarify this. How is this manifesting for you all in this lifetime or in this present time? How is this manifesting for you guys in this present time? Element of air. Okay. Okay, yeah. Ooh, okay. So for some of you, it's bringing attention to where you have been overly alert, where you have been almost anticipating failure, anticipating lack, blockage. Okay, for some of you, this is when you begin to feel like you're committing to something, and then you start to question whether it's committed to you, especially in romance. Okay, so there's a lot of energy here about being aware of your own patterns, of your own thought processes, so that they don't manifest into blockages in what's beginning to unfold for you, especially in romance. I'm just gonna keep saying that because it does feel like some of you allow your mind to do things, say things, and then it puts a blockage up for you, meaning that you might turn cold to a situation because your mind is telling you about it. You're letting your mind tell you what it is. Okay, what else do we have here for group 2? Okay, Jupiter. we have Saturn, and we have Jupiter. So two big major players here for you. So I do feel like there is opportunity for exponential growth right now in this period. This could mean that there's rapid expansion in a relationship that you're currently in, or that a new relationship is going to move really quickly. Okay, it's going to be moving really quickly as long as you allow your mind to be at ease. Okay, allow your mind to be at ease. All right. I also feel like too, this is definitely a turning point, and it's going to happen so quickly that you won't even have acclimated your mind to the fact that the old stuff is over. So what I'm hearing is it's over, it's over, it's over. There's no real break in between the hardships and the newness that's coming in. So it's going to take you a little time, or you're going to have to be very, very, very aware of yourself so that you don't mistake this new thing that's coming right after the old thing as the same energy. Okay, we see that a lot of times in movies, where they'll go ahead and let go of that person that they were so in love with. They'll go to this island somewhere, and then all of a sudden they're exactly where they were supposed to be, and the love of their life is right there. But they're challenged. Usually they are challenged. Well, do I still love that other person, or am I going to take this opportunity? And they find success when they take the opportunity, the new opportunity. Okay, so it's almost like something so rapidly progressing, then you have to have faith in it. Okay, some of you, I'm just going to throw this out there because it just came to mind. Be aware. Be aware, because all these positive things are happening, and you're doing your job to not sully the new things. There are people in disguise around you who want to look like the thing that you're manifesting right now. So just be aware. Some of the people are indeed just like pretending to be something that they're not, or pretending to be the thing that is getting ready to manifest for you. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Then we have the clock here as the last card from this deck. I do feel like this is something that you've been waiting for a long time. I just feel like it's like a fated meeting or a fated happening. You end up somewhere, bumping into someone, and it's very fated. It's very fated. This clock here talks about divine timing. Okay, for you, I feel too, for you, I feel like your port of fortune is going to be positively aspected with this karma. So with the karma asteroid, the port of fortune is where you would find fortune in this lifetime. And I think it's going to be tied to a karmic event or a karmic person. Okay. I said it was the last one, but I did it anyway. Accomplishments. Okay. So with the Saturn card popping up again from a totally different deck, that's the world. That's the world card. I do feel also, okay. So I just heard that someone is going to detox from social media. There's a lot of mixed messages that come from social media, and don't allow your healing or your mind to settle into the new energies that have been flowing into you, because you're still like letting in some lower vibrational energy. Okay, through what you're viewing or listening to somewhere. For me, that was tarot videos. So since I'm detoxing that, I'm beginning to feel a little more prepared for the energy that I feel coming in. So I don't know why I'm still shuffling this deck, but apparently there's more messages for y'all from it. So we have the child card here. Yeah, the child card is like spontaneous energy. I'm telling you, something is about to happen. It's going to catch you off guard. But hopefully, you're going to be able to recognize. You're going to be able to recognize that even though I feel a little on edge about this feels good. Okay, and also I feel that you're gonna two crows fighting over here. I also feel like you're gonna have in your mind not to fight what's happening. It's like, I saw this already. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm not gonna fight it. And you're not gonna have the need to say, oh, this is it. This is it. Okay, so something about like not needing it to be anything, but trusting that it can be something, that's going to work for you at this time. So how can we move forward? That's one piece of advice. But universe, God, higher forces, ancestors that support us, how can we use this asteroid's energy right now? Crown chakra. Ooh, okay. You need to use it to hear directly from God. So when I said For some of y'all, there are some things that are still kind of like seeding negativity into you. Even if you feel like you're not receiving it, you kind of are. The crown chakra, it says right now you can use Karma 3811 to help clear any boundaries or debris that serve to disconnect you from source. Okay, when I say source too, right now I'm feeling like love is what the question is. It says disconnect from anything that is not love. If it's drama and chaos, disconnect. If it's toxicity, disconnect. Just disconnect, because right now you have something really good coming in and you need to be able to discern it. Okay, crown chakra popping in. I also feel too, for some of you, how can you most manifest this? A change of hairstyle. We have a lot of Libra energy here. So change of hairstyle or aesthetic, okay? A change of hairstyle or aesthetic could be beneficial for you during this time, okay? Yeah, for some of you, there's a shedding that's gonna need to happen. The hair, okay? A shedding. Ooh, look at that. And it leads to your destiny. Okay, that's at the bottom of the deck there. So yeah, I do feel like this cycle, you had Capera, which was a 10 as a cycle ending or a cycle, and then you have this 10 here as a cycle as well. And so I do feel you had the Wheel of Fortune here, 10, 10, 10. So 10, 10, 10 could be your number. 111 could be good for you right now. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it, group 2. All right, moving on. Group 3. If you pick the pig pen, then this is your message. This is your message of how Karma 3811, the asteroid, has played out. What's the common theme? This is the common theme for you. Asteroid Karma 3811. What is the focus here? The question. These 2 cards here. You got Thoth, illumination, okay, and we have the Nile with the sacred element of water, okay. Oh wow, okay. Excuse me. Enlightened communication. Look at that. Enlightened communication. This is the theme here is a lifestyle that communicates spiritual understanding and mastery of self. Okay, living a lifestyle that demonstrates or indicates spiritual mastery. Okay, self knowledge. Okay, the application of self knowledge. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that for some of you, this is study of self. Study of self that is then shared outward through your lifestyle in general, just through your lifestyle. Okay, this group here, this is for this group here. This is for anybody who feels like they have to be something else in order to be an example. That's for this group. If you feel like you have to be something else in order to influence others, then this is your group. This is your message, okay? Because self-mastery and your own emotional processes and overcoming them, that is your life purpose. It's bringing up the movie Soul. In that movie, there was a mission to find like the purpose, the calling. When all along, it was just to be who you are, to do what you like, to learn about you, to expand you. Remember, if you saw that movie, they went through all these different things, pairing them here, pairing them there to see if this is a good fit. They would meet this first person, wonder if that's a good fit, but it's like all of it was them learning and getting to the message that I am my purpose. My purpose was always here with me. I didn't have to go find my purpose, okay? All right, so how did this manifest in the past? How did it manifest in the past? We have Gemini energy. For some of you, there's psychosis. Psychosis happened here. You had a split of your spirit because you had a split of your spirit or your psyche because there was this what's the word I'm looking, disassociation, because you were seeking so far outside of yourself. You began to disassociate from self, meaning that, and when you're disassociative, it seems like it's kind of like doesn't make sense, but disassociative energy means that anything can be applied to you. Like, you believe that everything that happens is applied to you. Now, on a spiritual level, that is a thing, so we're not gonna brush over it. But for some of you, this manifested in the past as psychosis, like dissociative disorder, where because you were seeking outwardly so much, you gave faith to everything else and labeled all things outside of you as truth, right? They were truth. So then everything that happened seemed like it was a message to you, seemed like it was the direction to you. Okay, again, we know that our surroundings do that, communicate to us. So I'm not saying that that's not the case, but for this group, there was a split of some sort, okay, that happened because of this process of trying to go find something outside of you. All right. With the Gemini energy, I do feel like too, this could have manifested as you were learning to see this focus on self, or this isolation, or this personal, very personal journey. In the past, you could have fell victim to trying to do more than you needed to when it came to like being a spiritual teacher or being an influence to others, to being in purpose in this lifetime. You could have done too much. Like, you just didn't have to do all of that. I will say also, it could have caused you to live a double life in the past because you were so convinced that you needed to maintain some other personality or some other person. So you were basically multiple people. Okay. When it comes to Gemini in the card deck, there is bipolar disorder. Of course, I already brought a dissociative personality disorder, but there's a lot of mental health concerns because of the way we're perceiving the world. Okay, it's split. It's split somehow. Another way this manifested in the past, and also maybe happening in this lifetime, it's happening. Oh yeah, it is. It's happening in this lifetime. Is gossip, slanders, and lies about who you are, okay, and what you do, what you know, whatever the case may be. A lot of this is tied to the fact that you were working so hard for validation from outside. So you were doing so much, and it triggered a lot of people to gossip, slander, and lie. When if you were inward doing it with you, they wouldn't even have anything to say. Well, they would have things to say, but it wouldn't be based on anything that you're doing, right? It would just be their perceptions. Okay, so also with that card, there's procrastination too. So if there are inner things that you avoided in the past, you let them go on too long, okay? And then they created karmic effects for you in the future, okay? So these things, when they come to us, we have to handle them so that they don't snowball into some crazy karmic return, all right? It's just like not paying a bill. You don't pay that bill, you don't pay that bill, and then all of a sudden they come and you think that they just gonna send you a bill for the amount, but they sue you. You know what I'm saying? So like you let that snowball all the way into a karmic effect that you never had to experience if you had done something in those earlier stages, okay? What else do we have here for how this played out in the past? 2 more cards, please. Just 2 more. How this played out in the past for group 3. Karma 3811. How it played out in the past for group 3. What else do you want to tell them? That's a lot of cards. The throat chakra card did fall out though. And with the Gemini card there, it's Gemini rules the 3rd house of communication. So that makes sense. We have the South Node card here. No surprise since we're talking about karma, right? It's the most karmic placement, right? After Saturn, it says here. 6th house, 12th house associations, all about karmic cycles we were engaged in past lives, okay? And a residue from ancestral karma, okay? I do feel like that's something. So there is something that you get snagged on. Is outward validation. I also feel like too, there is a generational thing of not wanting to be alone, or being out, like if you do decide to live a life outside of the family unit, then you're kind of like ostracized, or like black sheep, right? Right? But now I think that that's a mirror reflection to needing the validation anyway. So we're gonna keep going back to that. Being rejected or being cast out is a mirror reflection. It's a return for needing the validation of family and friends. It's a karmic mirror. Hey, I need that so bad, and then they rejected me. Now you got to look at why you needed it so bad, right? Okay, you needed it so bad because it's a generational or ancestral. It's an ancestral karma that you're now in a position to try to break. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I don't let this phone die on y'all. Okay. All right, before we get done. So here we go. And South Node. Okay, so the South Node is the karmic energies that you must overcome or master in order to unlock the North Node, which is be truly floating in yourself and self-actualization, in your purpose, right? You unlock the beneficial aspects of karma by overcoming the lower vibrational or the karmic aspects, which would be represented in your South Node, okay? For some of you, it's very significant, your Black Moon Lilith. Okay, so you would look into your birth chart to find out where your Black Moon Lilith is falling. If it's tied to your South Node or Gemini energy here, then I would pay particular attention to it and even go deeper and look at how it's aspected right now, okay? Because that's going to be beneficial. With Black Moon Lilith, I do feel like during this coming period, of course, we're getting ready to move into looking into that. I do feel like you're going to be seeing not just the negative benefits or the negative qualities of like your Black Moon Lilith or your South Node. You're going to be given particular information that shows you how these things are stretching and strengthening you for something else, okay? You're going to be getting very specific information during this period about how these things have strengthened you and stretched you for what is coming, okay? All right, so let's see how this is going to manifest for you now during this period. I do feel like that's the energy that I just kind of spoke on just now, but we'll see what else Spirit has for us. How is this manifesting during this period where Karmic 3811 is particularly powerful and potent? How is this Hey, honey boo. All right, it's time to take action. New moon in Aries, okay? All right, so I do feel like this is okay. I do feel like this is saying that for some of you, there is a need to now come out of your shell, to come out of this like hermit type of period where you were retrospective or retrospective. You were introspective. You were looking at you. You were looking in your own inner mirror. Okay, so now I feel like there are things that have been brought to light, and during this time things will be brought to light that you can take action on immediately. Okay, I do feel like too for this group, you are closing this energy out. I don't feel like you're necessarily at the point where it's bringing like positive karma just yet. I do feel like this is you finalizing the lessons, closing out the contracts, okay? Which again is going to be pulling in the good, but I don't feel like during this period you're necessarily going to be, like swept up in all the positive energy just yet. But look at the bigger picture is at the bottom. So this is just temporary. You're more aware of it and conscious of it. So if you handle it consciously, you can prevent more karmic energies from invading the space, the energy, okay? So yeah, soon. This is passing soon, so just keep working through it. If you pick this group, you're still in the thick of it. You're still kind of in the midst of it. So just keep your faith, keep pure thoughts, keep taking action every day, okay? Keep taking action every day. All right, so let us see. Look at the bigger picture. It said, and it's time to take action. Both of those are fire energies too, so I do feel like you might have to get kind of creative in the way that you reintroduce yourself to society. I do feel like too, picking events, picking friends, picking environments that are going to be an easy transition for you, okay? You're already going through a lot, but it is saying it is time for you to start kind of like putting yourself back out there. A good sign, okay, with albatross showing up. Yeah, see, this says that you're feeling cursed, feeling burdened by a lot of things that are happening, by this energy that's on top of you, but you're not cursed. I'll tell you right now, I've been having all kind of stuff happening to me, and I'm just like, if I just don't put too much attention into it, do what I can in the moment, don't feed it too much, just do what I can, then I can keep from creating more like fearful energy or karmic energy, more opposition, because if I'm fearful and stressed, that's all I'm doing is magnetizing more of that, right? So I'm just trying to kind of stay calm, handle the business that I can, call them and say, hey, I'm calling to tell you I can't do nothing about it. But I have intention to, but right now I can't, okay? So anyway, with this card, that does feel like there's a little bit of shame, regret, things like that. I'm hearing that some of you have been in hiding because of some type of mistake you feel like you made. And now, if you're ready, you can... What did we get? We got grasshopper, leap of faith here. I love this energy because it's saying not only is the grasshopper, we have leap of faith, easy going, which is the energy we really want to embody right now. Don't worry, keep moving on, birth of a son, and luck. So I do feel like there's leaps. You know, grasshoppers did you know that they can leap like 12 inches or like 2 feet or something like that? I can't remember. I think it's 2 feet. They can literally leap straight ahead 12 feet. And so this is talking about that. It's like, even though you might feel stagnant, burdened, blocked right now, the grasshopper totem says that you're getting ready to be able to leap forward, okay? So whereas if you feel like you've just been taking baby steps, now you're gonna zoom forward after this cycle closes, okay? But right now, you just gotta get through the changes. Get through the changes, okay? Grasshoppers indicate wisdom too. So it's saying you have to let the wisdom that you have, the knowledge that you have today regarding what's coming or what you're currently going through, it's like put it into play so that when the opportunity comes, you can boom and go ahead and move forward to whatever it is that's waiting for you that's positive, okay? All of it's positive, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Okay. Obstacle, problem, distance, solitude, pride, block, cold, indifferent, barrier, interruption. You know, I do feel like there's saying that they do want you to embody a very like unbothered energy. It's not saying to ignore if anything is still coming up for you as far as triggers and things like that, but it's saying you really, the point of this how you close out this cycle is to be unbothered, okay, by the changes, by the shifts. You'd be like, oh, okay, so we're going this way now, all right. Oh, I missed my exit. Oh, okay. 2 more exits till I can get back over there. Oh, okay. just let it happen, okay? Just let it happen. We did come off, I'm not completely sure, but I think we're just coming out of a pretty heavy retrograde season. So also be aware of those effects on your life. So how can we use for group 3 the energy of karma 3811 for our highest good? How can group 3 use the power of this asteroid for our highest good right now? Fulfillment of wishes. Come on. Okay, it's saying to keep your mind and your heart and your intention on fulfillment. I am fulfilled. Okay, now is a good time for affirmations for this group. Right now is a great time for affirming that you have cleared karmic debt, affirming that you are soon to be positioned, okay? And of course, when we're writing affirmations, we're writing them in present tense. So we're affirming that we are in position, that we are receptive, that we are prepared, that we are motivated to receive, that, you know, you're affirming, okay? I do feel like that's a thing. I also feel too with this energy, You're going to be grateful. Show gratitude. Show gratitude, okay? Lots of gratitude during this time is going to be beneficial because you are on the precipice, but you're just still in the clouds, okay? The sun is coming through, but you're still in the shade right now, okay? Yes. Yes. So it's about to overflow with the fulfillment of wishes. And the way that you can use this energy is just to really keep your sights set. Okay? Yeah, prosperity begins on the bottom. I also feel too, there's an energy here of let your heart lead at this time. It will help you stay motivated or dedicated to whatever it is that you're doing at this time. Your heart will let you do that. Your mind will tell you to give up, that you got to do more. Your body will tell you that you can't do no more. Okay, but your heart will tell you the truth in this situation when it comes to how to get closer and closer and closer to fulfillment of wishes in this situation. All right, group 3, that's it. Group 4, if you picked up purple pen, this is your message from Karma 3811. Karma 3811. What do you have for group 4? Isis. Okay, so this is definitely divine feminine energy. This is Empress energy. Okay, Holy Queen, Mother of us all, embodied manifestation of love. Come on. So the overall theme is divinity. Okay, is divine femininity. Okay, is divine surrender to it all, and like it said, embodiment of all. I am both nothing and I am all things. Okay, all right, so that's a beautiful message there. Yep, with alchemy at the bottom representing the 5 elemental the 5 sacred elements. Okay, so for some of you what's up? What's she doing to you? Tell her to stop it. Say stop it. Say stop it, sister. Stop it. Okay. All right, so with the 5th element, I do feel like it's telling me 5th element. I do feel like you're bringing in etheric energy at this time for some of you. For group 4, if you chose group 4, then etheric energy is at play in your environment. I do feel like when I say that, it's like resurrection energy. I do feel like too, reincarnation is a word that's coming to my mind. So you could feel imbued with new power at this time. Okay, we're going to get into it and see how this has affected you in the past and how it's coming to effect now. But with the general overall energy, I do feel like that there is this combining of energies. Okay, I just heard the Trinity, but not like the biblical Trinity. I'm hearing the divine feminine Trinity, the maiden, the maiden, the 3. I can't even think about it right now, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The maiden is the middle, I think. Y'all, the concept came to my mind, but I can't give it to you because I can't think of everything that it says. But anyway, it's the 3. It's 3. It's the daughter, the mama, and the grandmother. Okay. That's what it is. The daughter, the mother, and the granddaughter. So granddaughter, mom, grandmother. Okay, y'all, stick with me. We're gonna get there. So there is something about that, the embodiment of that, how the generational meshing happens. Okay, this is for the benefit though. It really feels like this is being highlighted because it's something that is beneficial. Now this could be a coming together of those aspects within your family. Like you could have a reunion of sorts with the feminine energies in your life. If you are estranged from a mother or a child, then you could have a reunion right now. All right, let's see. How have these karmic aspects played out? How has this energy of Isis, the divine mother, divine feminine, played out in the past for group 4? Andy, stop stealing my cards. Career and work. Okay, so there was an imbalance of the masculine polarity in the past. The divine feminine was not able to rise up. So what I'm picking up is that career and work, there was this emphasis of in not just in you, but I do feel like this is a very family thing, familial thing. It has to do with a body of people, a collective of people, instead of just you. So with career work, there's definitely an emphasis on single mothers, single parent households. In the past, I'm also picking up on natural elements. Recently I learned that there are certain animals in the animal kingdom where the dad or the masculine has no part in rearing children. Okay, so think about that and how that makes you feel. If you are a single parent or lead a home by yourself, I do feel like there is emphasis on understanding that there are also the groups of natural beings who don't have that balance as well, or who have found balance without what we think is the right makeup of a family. Okay, so I do feel like that's a thing. I'm also picking up with career work that, again, the masculine energy, so the women or the feminines would have had to take leadership positions in their families because the masculine polarity was either absent or just unhealthy. Okay, I'm also picking up too expectations of the woman. Okay, what is a woman or what is a feminine supposed to be doing? And in your family, the ideals that are passed down. I do, just for my sake and my family, we have the independent woman syndrome. Okay, yeah, you know, the one that was gifted to us by the feminist movement. Okay, the independent, I don't need, so it made us cold and harsh towards the masculine energy. Okay, it made us cold and hard towards the masculine energy. So within my family, that's a thing. I'm strong, I'm hard, I don't need help, I can do this by myself, I don't cry. That was our thing. So I do feel like too that that's a thing. I'm also picking up too, allowing your feminine energy to manifest success and abundance for you rather than allowing the masculine energy to do it. That is something that happened in the past where you were solely focused on dominating, on making money, on proving that you were strong and capable. And now that you know these things, it's expressing through the manifestations in your life. It's not like you have to go out and beat the door down for certain things to happen. Okay, what else do you want to tell us about how the Queen Mother energy has manifested in the past for group 4? First house with image. Okay, in the past there were people who don't understand you. Okay, now whether these are partners, friends, co-workers, they don't understand you. Okay, there is something about you, about the multiplicity, like I'm hearing multiplicity of your being. Okay, how many things are inside of you, right? How many people you are, right? How many things you are. Okay, so there's something about a misunderstanding in the past about who you are, your image. The first house is you. It's your mirror. It's the reflection of you. Okay, all right, it's what people first perceive. So you could have people misunderstanding who you are because you are so many different things. You have a lot of energies within you. Okay, so sometimes you're seen as a playful, youthful child, and then sometimes you're seen as an old, wise grandma. Okay, so there is that vibe there. For the past in this energy, because you had to be so many things, people misunderstand this combined energy of who you are, because they don't know all of those parts of you. You know what I mean? They don't know those parts. You're the only person who knows all of those parts. Again, this is why you are whole now in your feminine. You are whole now in this balance because you had to take time to find out who all of these aspects of your being were. What's that movie? Frankie and Alice, I think, with Halle Berry. She had multiple personalities. That's a movie that's coming up, so for somebody that might be a thing. All right, let's get one more card here to looking at how this manifested in the past. North Node. Yeah, again, all of these things, these experiences, these parts of who you are, they're all part of your life purpose and your divine path when it comes to the North Node. Okay, I do feel like too these karmic cycles that we talked about, there was a path that you were on, and I do feel like for you all this is some past life, but I also feel like this is your early like teenage years, young adult years, as you were forming into a being, okay, as you were forming into who you are going to be. You're still doing that, but those years, those formative years is what we're talking about. The North Node, I also feel like too, there's in the past always been some misunderstanding, a knowing about who you are and what you're going to do, but a misunderstanding about how you express yourself, the choices that you make, the situations that you end up in. So there could be something here for some of you. There's people who view you as a karmic feminine. There's some people who view you as like a home wrecker, what is it? There's another word that I'm looking for, but it's tied to being kind of like dismissive to the feminine, like you don't have female friends, you only got male friends. So there's a misunderstanding about your energy, basically, about why you resonate with certain people and why you don't resonate with them. Sorry, y'all. Okay, I'm gonna do my best because the phone just keeps overheating because I have it in my dash. So let's just go ahead and finish up so we can move on. Y'all, sorry. I'm gonna give me a stand here in a minute. So what I was trying to point out to y'all was that there it fell out on the bottom, friends and family, where we're talking about people just didn't understand who you were, the groups that you fit in, why you were hanging out with these people, why you there's a lot of things that you even had to work through when it comes to who you are as a feminine energy. And of course there's a lot of misunderstandings as well, and not just by you, like the same way that you've processed it, a lot of other people have processed it the same way. They just haven't come to accept the understanding of who you are. Like they haven't come to y'all get what I'm trying to say. But you had to go through this in order to embody Isis energy. You had to go through this whole journey of whatever you went through. And I honestly feel like this could have been like you went through a promiscuous period. You went through a celibacy period. You went through a man bashing period. Like you could have went through all of these periods in life. And what happened is that you were being developed. You know, you were being developed into this wise woman. Okay? Because if you go ask your grandma, some of the stuff she did in her early years, her 20s, her late teens, she probably has some wild stories for you too, and about how they shaped her understanding of what it meant to be a woman. Okay, so I do feel like that's a vibe. Again, friends and family don't quite understand why you transition and why you move the way you do. But that's okay. If there's any more understanding that's meant to come to them, Spirit will take care of it and make sure they get it. Okay. So, okay, let's move on and see how this is manifesting for you now. I do feel like it's kind of the same, but adjustments are required. So whereas you were successfully and embodied, I was getting ready to say where you were successfully and embodied spirit. Okay. Okay, that's a message they say. So say it. So adjustments are required is saying that you're supposed to do this same thing in this lifetime. You are supposed to embody a spirit or energy of a being or deity that is symbolic to this path, this same path. Now this could be Isis for you. It could be whatever deity or energy you work with as far as divine feminine, divine mother energy. So whatever that is for you. So it could be Yemoya, it could be Athena, it could be all. Athena's not really a divine mother, but y'all get what I'm trying to say, right? The divine mother energy. Adjustment is required in this lifetime. Why? Because you still haven't tapped into the vastness of who you are. Okay, so your past self, karma, your past self, you could have been one of these karmic agents type of people in the past, really, where you were bringing balance to situations through chaos, because I'm hearing Kali Ma energy. So you could have brought chaos or some type of dissension, and this is why people misconfuse you as a karmic energy. You need an example? Okay, so your cousin's husband comes onto you, creates a circumstance, a big issue blows up, you're seen as the problem. But the fact of the matter is, no, you actually just exposed this person's behavior. this person was doing that all around, and the cousin or whoever couldn't really see it until it was so close to them. So it was you. So you were the karmic agent that brought this to light for them so that they could move past this cycle. Now, whether that meant confronting the spouse and healing whatever they needed to heal and moving on in the relationship, or moving out of that. All right. So then you obviously seen as like a home wrecker or all these different things. People can do that. People misunderstand, right? What's happening. It's not that they misunderstand. It's that they just have a 3D perspective and it's not helped. You know what I mean? They're not balanced with the higher perspective so they can move appropriately. The beaver, okay? Things work against you, but persistence pays off. Again, adjustments are necessary. In order to embody this energy of fullness, fertility, cornucopia. In order to embody this, there's a few more adjustments, and I feel like the adjustments are to, hey baby, give me just a few more minutes, I promise, girl. Sorry, y'all. The adjustments are with fine-tuning your environment, your relationships, even understanding them yourself. Okay, what else do you want to tell us about how this is playing out? Karma 3811 for group 4. How's it playing out right now? Okay, agreements, okay. With the rings coming up, this is definitely, okay, you're about to close it out. Okay, I'm hearing that there is some type of agreement or alliance that you have, again, with some type of spirit, being, deity, all right, to walk in their path in this lifetime. So I feel like this is coming towards you. There are lower energies with the beaver energy there. There is something that is still working against you. I feel like some of it is within, but a good part of it is without. So this could be connectivity to a certain collective is what's holding you back from actualizing this reincarnation. The spirit has been waiting. They choose you. But you have to align yourself appropriately in order to become the vessel for this spirit. Yeah, see? Metamorphosis with the butterfly. Yeah, you have to make the changes. So that means, okay, how does the butterfly come to the butterfly? The metamorphosis. You need to go into a cocoon. You need to surround yourself with safety, with nature, with you. You need to surround yourself with you, with spirit. And when I say spirit, I mean God in that instance. So you need to surround yourself with God, with the essence of God, okay? However you decide to do that. So that you can receive the cleansing, so that you can make space for this being to come to you and be with you. This even says evolution of the soul, reinvent yourself. Yeah, you're being reincarnated. Something is reincarnating. Someone is reincarnating into you. Okay, I just heard the word, at first I heard artists, but then right behind that I heard Freddie Mercury, okay? So Freddie Mercury is a singer, okay? I don't know too much about his story other than the fact that when he passed, he was diagnosed with HIV, I believe. So you could have a reincarnation. There could be some spirit that wants to come work with you to create. Okay, let's do one more card here so that we understand how this is manifesting in this life. There is a contract, definitely a contract to connect with the spirit, to collaborate with the spirit. Yeah, I said to create something, and then the element of fire came out, which does talk about creativity. Okay, creativity, inspiration. Freddie Mercury was a musician who worked closely with the likes of Michael Jackson. There is one other person that I remember being highlighted in his story. A very prominent figure as well, but I don't remember. And I'm only bringing it up because I remember when I read about this person in his life, I felt like that person is the person who like intentionally gave him HIV. And I don't know that that's the story. I don't know how it played out, but I just remember when I learned about this person who was this big influence in his life, it did feel like that person could have been the person who gave him HIV. I don't know. So yeah, so Freddie Mercury. Now let's see how you guys can use this time, use this energy to best support your highest good and the highest good of those that you're meant to serve in this life. How can we use this energy of Karma 388 or 3811 for group 4? Intuition. Okay, yeah, I feel like you can quiet your mind. Again, we have the feminine principle. You know, the high priestess is a feminine principle as well. So I do feel there is this energy of really, really, really peering into the galaxies of who you are. On the song Tuned to Fire, I can't remember the artist's name that's featured on there, but she has a lyric. She says, quite casually, I got 7 uncolonized names to describe my gallantry. I'm a galaxy. That's what she says. Okay. I got 7 uncolonized names to explain my gallantry. I'm a galaxy. But for short, you can call me your majesty. That's what she says. Okay, so there is something here about, man, breaking out of form. Right now you can really use this as a compass to break out of any previous forms you've been held into, okay? Freedom is the word that's coming. Like, you can use this to activate freedom in your life, all right? I'm also picking up too that there is you can use this time to heighten your sensitivities to disembodied spirits. That's how the Bible talks about them. But but anyway, they are disembodied. They don't have a body anymore, right? So I guess that's accurate. Anyway, they're closing. Last card. Again, we were talking about intuition, and I don't know where it cut off, but we were talking about if indeed you are connecting with the goddess Isis, and she is one that is hoping to come into your being and collaborate with you, then there would make sense as to why we would be talking about mediumship. If you know her story, you get it. Her husband was literally disembodied, and she put him back together. So yeah, so speaking to people who have already crossed over, this does look like heaven's door to me, like a door to heaven or to the other realms. So there is a sense of peering into the realms. So I'm just gonna keep saying it like that, okay? That is coming to you. That's how you can most work. Study on how to deepen your intuition. I would say even things that are directly associated with Isis, like magic, conjure, mediumship, we already spoke about, astral projection, astral travel. Study is going to be big for you, because the gifts are here, but you have to activate them with the knowledge or with the wisdom, okay? So let's close out. We were working with Anubis and his deck, so we're going to close out with a message from Isis. We have 2. We have the Dark Healing Chamber. The most challenging task is to take courage in both hands and journey within to meet our own dark self and begin the healing task of bringing love, acceptance, and light to it. The sacred purpose of any enemy, within or without, is to push us to venture inward to seek and heal the darkness within. Yeah. So darkness of the this is Black Obsidian. Some of you might be able to utilize some Black Obsidian right now. I also feel like, too, this is speaking that you are transcending a lot of lower vibrations in your life. It's also an indication that you have indeed been face-to-face with your shadow self, and you have reconciled with it, okay? You have reconciled with your shadow self, meaning that you have reached divine union, okay? You have reached divine union within and are very close to manifesting it without, whether that's in your, wherever that is in your life, where this divine union is manifesting, okay? So you have done the inner work, you have seen your shadow, you have reconciled with it, okay? Black Obsidian may be useful for the collective at this time. All right, and then we have the Miracle of Isis. Isis offers a miracle healing no matter how much you have struggled with a particular matter, no matter how impossible it may seem to imagine your life without this old wound, addiction, problem, relationship issue, or inner struggle being a part of it. You are guided now to accept the possibility of miraculous healing. Let go and let the goddess be. Again, I do feel like, look at the inner masculine. There is a lot of aspects, those aspects of yourself that were missing before, that left you maybe feeling hopeless, making you feel unempowered, making you feel like you were incapable. Okay, but there is something here, because these masculine traits that you've embodied, these masculine traits that you've learned, this wisdom that you've gained, is now carrying you. Look, it's going to carry you through this next season. I don't think that it's going to necessarily have to lead, but it's going to be key to the mobilization of you and your mission right now. Okay. Okay, because think, that's her resurrected husband, right? Who is now on her back, or who is now carrying her on the back. So, wow, this message is beautiful. You have collected all of the soul fragments. You are no longer a puzzle with missing pieces. You are no longer a puzzle with missing pieces. You are whole. You are whole. And the different aspects of your being support each other in maintaining wholeness and inspiring you to move forward in faith, I thought there was something else about to come out, but I guess not. All right, so that's it. That's the message. So look into the Karma asteroid 3811. The name of the asteroid is Karma 3811. Okay, and if you look it up, there is on AstroSeek, there's a calculator that you can use. There's a special little box that you have to click in order for it to show on your chart. But just follow the instructions and put it on there, and you'll find it. Okay. So let's see. Yes. Okay. Oh, thank you. Hello from the other side. Thanks, guys. All right. It's been great. So until next time, peace.